Good evening and welcome to another edition of Before and After. We have with us this evening Sister Maureen, Principal of the St. Joseph Convent Kingstown. This evening we're going to take a look back at Mother Teresa, her life and times, and we'll speak with Sister about it. Sister, good evening.
Good evening, Duggie.
Can you give us an idea as to who Mother Teresa was?
Well, I've never met her in person, but from what I know of her, she is a remarkable woman. She is a sister, a nun, religious, and she has been involved a great deal in working towards relieving the poor and the oppressed. She founded the Sisters of Charity, and so she's head of the community and the congregation, and her work takes her in places like Calcutta and wherever there is poor, especially the very impoverished people physically, and so relieving people and of that distressful situation. She has been known to be a woman in the slums, you know, taking care of the very poor in the slum area. And her sisters too are involved mainly in that work. When she began as a sister of Loreto, and they were involved in education and teaching, but then she received that call to go into serving the poor. That's what she has been involved with most of her life, in fact, all of her life.
But these things she did while in Calcutta, and we know that India has basically a different religion. There are less Christians there. How is it that she was able to make that breakthrough?
Well, you see, for the life of religious, our work transcends Christianity. It is a call to serve Jesus and to serve God in others, and it doesn't matter who you are. It is all God's people, and she saw in these people the face of Jesus, as she said, and she was called to relieve them of their poverty, you know, to help them, to help the dying, to help the poor. And so it would have just transcended anything to do with religion.
But she was not from India?
I think she was from Macedonia, actually, not from India. But a lot of her sisters, a lot of her work has been done there, and a lot of her sisters have come from India, Calcutta.
How do you personally feel about her death?
Well, we've lost a great woman, but I believe she has lived a full life. And I think, in a way, though physically she's not with us, in her memory she will be with us forever. And certainly for people, she will be remembered long after.
Do you speak about her and her work in terms of her school and educating the children them as to what she did and what she stood for?
Well, not directly. We have never done that directly, in a sense. Children would read about it, but I think on the whole people have been made aware of it through the media, you know, mainly because I think she impressed people on the whole, and the media really saw in her this great woman. And so the kind of mileage they've given to that has caused children to get to know about her.
Was there any special thing done in the school, or any plans to do anything special, like a prayer for her? Like, so you have something like that in mind?
On Friday at our assembly, we will take that up. And in fact, of course, what we will try to get children to do is, you know, in looking at her life, to understand that we must reach out to others and be conscious of the poorest among us, the poor among us, and even people around us, that we need to look at others and see in them the face of Jesus, so that her life would be like an example for them to follow, not just looking at her life, you know, and revering her, but also what is their call as a result of that. So we can take that up in our assembly on Friday.
Okay, thanks very much, and we also will mourn the loss of Mother Teresa, and we hope that some of the things that she did we'll act upon them. This is Duggie knows Joseph saying good evening.
In the streets of Calcutta, they're bringing flowers to honor Mother Teresa, champion of the poor, the dying, and the forsaken. They're bringing flowers from all around the world where her loss is felt. Her body lies in the state of Calcutta, where she came in 1925 as a young novitate and teacher, the daughter of Albanian parents, studying to become a nun. For the past weeks, there are expressions of respect and grief from the powerful and mighty she knew to the poor and needy she served. She has received honors for her work, including 717 missions in over 100 countries. In 1979, she received the Nobel Peace Prize. In 1985, President Reagan awarded her the Presidential Medal of Freedom, and just last year, President Clinton made her an honorary citizen of the United States. During her life, she was called a living saint, and the Pope has indicated that she would become one. Ironically, the news of her death was partially obscured by the worldwide attention on the funeral of one of her admirers, Princess Diana. Mother Teresa's funeral will take place this Saturday.
I think what we have in the world today, it is much harder to cure and much harder to satisfy. I can, with a plate of rice, I can feed the hungry Indian, the child I pick up or the man or woman I pick up. But it's not so easy to give a plate of rice to a person who is unwanted, unloved, uncared. We have to give little more than that. Heart, love,